NASCAR was in the desert last week. So, let's just go ahead and congratulate the closer, Kevin Harvick, for beating the Hendrick cars this week and winning his... Wait. Another late race caution. Oh. And Byron won again. Well, that changes everything. Let's get into it. Byron wins back-to-back races as he gets it done in overtime. Now, before I get into William Byron and Hendrick and other things, I do want to talk first about Kevin Harvick. As you probably know, this is his final full-time season in the Cup Series, and he is set to retire at the end of this year. And the team he drives for, that being Stewart-Haas Racing, so far this year has been relatively bad. However, that has not seemed to slow down Kevin at all this year. And Harvick went down to probably his most dominant track, comes in, runs consistently the whole race, has amazing long run speed, found a way to not only beat Byron, but also find a way to beat Larson. And those two, again, seemed like the class of the field for the second straight week. And Harvick went out there and beat them on pure speed. He played great strategy, yes, but he also dueled Larson after Larson barely beat him out and still went and beat Kyle Larson. I gotta say, I am extremely impressed with what I saw from Kevin Harvick this week. And just like Larson a week prior at Vegas, when Harvick was staring down a victory, unfortunately for him, a caution came out. Now everyone came down pit road, and a lot of drivers, the whole entire race, they have been talking about how important it is to get tires. So a lot of people were like, okay, nobody's going to gamble and take two. Until everybody gambled and took two, besides Kevin Harvick, who took four. And that threw him back into eighth, and Kevin Harvick not having the best launch-off speed and being more of a long-run car, unfortunately ended up being his demise. And who else to capitalize but William Byron, who, again, just took care of business when it mattered most and won the race for the second straight week in a row. And I gotta say real quick, an absolute kudos to William Byron. I'll get more into him in a minute, but I do also gotta say, I really feel for Kevin Harvick. You could just tell when he got out of the car. You could even tell on the radio after the pit stop, he was silent, and he was really, really upset. This one, I feel like, could easily linger for a little bit. Hopefully he's able to throw it to the wayside and focus in on the rest of the season, because there's still a lot of season left to go. But Kevin Harvick does move up to second in points after this race. He looked extremely strong, and I gotta say, great job, Kevin Harvick. You definitely will have a win this year, in my opinion, if you keep running like this. And if your team can keep bringing you good cars, unlike they've been giving the rest of the team. Now, talking about William Byron. While this wasn't the same dominant performance we saw him have at Las Vegas a week ago, he still ran extremely well this whole weekend. Qualified well, went in, took the lead immediately, dominated stage one. I'm pretty sure he led all but one lap of stage one. Never left the top five the whole entire race. And Byron is showing that he can be extremely consistent. It's a matter of, can they bring longevity? Now, I don't want to call him a consistent driver yet until we see these next three races. And the reason I'm saying these next three is because these next three are completely three different tracks. Next week, we're going to Atlanta, which is a super speedway. The week after that, we go to the Circuit of the Americas, which is obviously a road course, and then we go to Richmond, which is a short track. So these next races could easily be a telltale sign of truthfully where William Byron is on speed and consistency, and see if he is legit as a title threat, or if this is just an early season, just, oh, we're going quick and we're going to get some wins. Now, for some other notable finishers, I'm going to start off with Kyle Larson, who was extremely good all day, led over 200 laps, won stage two, and for the second week in a row, falls just short of victory lane, this time finishing fourth, because on the last restart, Blaney and Tyler Reddick trying to just steal the show, got their heads into there, kind of just moved everybody around. William Byron still able to obviously hold on and win the race. I do got to give credit to Blaney and Tyler Reddick, who ran really, really well. Tyler Reddick really needed a good run this week, and he got that run he needed, finishing third. Ryan Blaney finished second. And I got to say, as a warning to the NASCAR world, if Kyle Larson keeps running like this and Hendrick keeps bringing this kind of speed, Larson's going to be an extreme threat later this year. And it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before he starts winning and stringing together wins. Because as we saw back in 2021, when you give Larson a consistently fast race car, no matter where you go, he's going to win, and he's going to win a lot. So if Hendrick and Cliff Daniels keeps bringing him these cars, he's going to find his way into victory lane, and there's no doubt about that for me. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in today's video is the new short track package that was debuted this week at Phoenix. Now, while I was watching the race, I really was paying attention to how the race was and how the passing was, more out of just the lead. And I first do got to say, it's hard to judge the short track package based off the track we're at. Being at Phoenix, I personally do not think Phoenix is a great racetrack. I am still very upset that it's the track that hosts the finale. I understand why it hosts the finale, because NASCAR poured so much money into it. I'm still upset by that because I think it's a very bad racetrack to have host the finale. Because Phoenix is a racetrack that is, I saw somebody say it, and I completely agree with it. It's like a mini Texas in the fact that if you're up front and in that clean air, you're set, because it's going to be extremely hard to pass you because of how dirty air works at a track like that. And at Phoenix especially, it's extremely hard to pass there, to work different lines there at certain times, to be consistent. You can work different lines, but usually if one line's faster, it's going to be faster than the other, and it's really hard for another driver to go and beat somebody. That's why I like a track like Homestead as a finale, because you can truthfully run 3 different lines and find the same speed in 3 different lines and figure out how to run those different lines. And that's what I like about that kind of place. I don't like that Phoenix is almost a one groove track for a majority of it, with a second groove at certain parts, but that second groove almost never is utilized properly. It's more of just everybody trying to make it work and trying to get that run and hoping the car sticks. But when it comes to the package, I did see a lot of people saying that they either hated it or they loved it. Now, what I do got to say to that is, me personally, I'm not going to judge the package off this race. I do want to see how this package is worked at a track like Richmond and Martinsville, which I'm pretty sure a majority of NASCAR fans can all agree is 2 much better tracks than what Phoenix is. So I'm going to save my opinions for the new package until after Richmond or Martinsville, because I know definitely people are going to be asking me, why did you not talk about the new package? That's why. I'm going to hold my thoughts on it until after Richmond or Martinsville here in the next few weeks. Now, that's all I got for my personal thoughts today. So now I want to ask you guys some questions. First, is William Byron becoming a legit threat now that he has won back-to-back? And also, how much longer will Hendrick keep up the speed that they are showing right now and stay this consistent? Let me know down in the comments below. And also, while you're at it, make sure you've liked, subscribed if you haven't already, and share this video. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.